We are going to search for Photoshop. So you should have downloaded this from the Creative Cloud suite or app. And I'm going to open Photoshop to get started with a digital painting. I have my tablet plugged in for when I need to start my drawing. And I'm just going to help you get started setting up your page and give you some kind of the basics in the program. So it should open. Now, if I were editing a photograph, I could just open a photograph in Photoshop, but instead we're going to do a painting. So what I need to do is I need to create a page in Photoshop in which to do my painting on. So instead of opening the document, I'm going to go to File and Create New. Okay, so it opens in this menu. If you've been working on something, they might preview down here, but if this is the first time you've opened Photoshop, you're going to go to Create New. So I'm going to click here. Now in Photoshop, when you're doing a digital painting, it's very important that you start with a large canvas. You can never print it any larger than you start out with here. So if I start out with an 8.5 by 11 size page at a 300 resolution, I will never be able to print it any bigger than a standard sheet of paper. So for this, I might want to print it a little bit larger. So if I go up to the top here, if I go to print, these are standard print sizes. So one of our printers here at the school, it prints 11 by 17. And I think for this painting, that works really well. So I'm going to choose 11 by 17. Make sure it's in inches if you don't see that. So I went to print, and tabloid is the name for that size of paper, 11 by 17. I am going to turn this horizontally. So actually it's 17 by 11. So this is the orientation. And it just depends on your drawing. For most of these, I think horizontal will work best. And then all of this stays the same. So white background, 11 or 17 by 11, horizontal. Create. And then it's just going to open up a blank page for me. Now, your setup might look a little different than mine when it first opens up. It's really important for you to have your layers panel open. So sometimes the layers panel is down here and you have to click on it for it to open. So make sure that you see just a white square that says background and a lock in your layers panel. That will be important. You have tools along the left here, and along the right you have some options here. So if your page does not look like mine, you can start off by going up to this upper icon, and I have mine set on essentials. So if yours is on something different, you might have to change yours. So I'm going to go back to essentials because I like the way that looks better. So yours should look like this as long as you click here and you're on essentials. So just check that. Okay, so a few things before we start. Control plus on your keyboard zooms in. Control minus zooms out. Control 0 goes to main page, it puts it back to a full page. Control Z, Z as in zoo, steps backwards if you need to undo something. As you work, I often press Control S to save my document so that it doesn't crash on me. Sometimes Photoshop will crash, so I Control S as I work. The other thing that's really helpful when we get started is some of the key commands for the paint brushes. So I'll go through those after we get started.